Hello there, crafters. It's Jackie Ballheis from Clomp and Stampers. Today, I dug into my Fun Fold book to find a fun fold I haven't done in a while, and I'm going to share it with you. I love making quick and easy fun folds, and I hope you like this one and that you give it a try. So let's go ahead, flip the camera down, and let's get crafting. We got some cutting, some scoring, and some stamping to do. Hang on a sec. So the stamp set I'm using today is Party Piggy. That little guy, he just puts a smile on my face, and I had so much fun creating with it. Now, when I first set out, I thought, I really want to make a fun fold. He just looks like he needs a fun fold. So I grabbed my fun fold book. I know a lot of you have this, and I kind of flipped through it looking for, what one would work good with him. And I settled on the triangle fold. That's on page 53 if you have the book. And that's what we're going to do. So I think first, let's stamp our little piggy guy because he's so cute. I'm using colored cardstock for this. I mean, you could definitely stamp him and color him, but I thought he just works really good, especially with these bolder lines, to just go ahead, stamp on. I think I have petal pink here. We're going to stamp the head and the body separate because they do have dies to cut them out. Or you could really easily fussy cut these if you didn't have the dies. Then we're going to go ahead and just color a little bit. So I've got pecan pie here, and I'm going to just use it on his little hoofs. I guess that's what you call them on pigs, right? I should ask my friend Marcia, who's a pig farmer. And then we'll also do the spots. We've got some spots here. So easy to color just because they're such big fat lines. And then whenever I use my blends, I mean, I like to come in and put a little bit of shading. I'm just putting a little bit along one side on the spot there. And then I can come back and, blend it out a little bit. Just gives it a little dimension. Super simple. Now let's see his ear. We got some spots here. I don't know if these are spots or mud splatters. What do you think? We'll do those little dots there. Same thing. We'll put a little bit of the dark in here just to get some color variety, like so. Okay, I think that's all we need for pecan pie. And then I do have, what did I grab here? Light flamingo. Hopefully this is the right one. And we're gonna go ahead and color his little pig snout here. Again, let's do the same thing. We'll do the light, and then let's just bring in a little bit of the dark down in there. Oh, and then you know what? Let's just give him some little cheeks. There you go. Now he's really smiling at us, right? Okay, so our pig is stamped and colored. So then what I'm going to do is die cut this. Now we'll do magic of TV here, and I already have one. Actually, I have a whole stack of them. When I first started playing with them, I just stamped and cut out a whole bunch, and then it's like, okay, let's make some different cards. So I have a couple of ideas actually to share with you that I made. So there's our pig. Before we put our stamps away, I just have a scrap piece here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp Let's Party. And we're going to just go way down at the bottom, like so. And then I can take my paper trimmer, and we're going to just cut this down. Get it as small as I can, and you'll see why here in a second. Now, if I'm doing sentiments and I want them cut down like nice and close like this, I always just stamp on scrap paper and then trim it down. It's a whole lot easier than trying to figure out what size to cut and then stamp. Okay, so there's our pieces. Now, let's go ahead and do the fun fold part. Now, for this triangle, let's make sure I'm all in the camera here. Sorry about the glare there. The lights kind of give us havoc a little bit. We're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 piece, okay? And we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So just like we were making cards. And then we're going to go ahead and flip it around and score it at 5 1/2. Okay, so right now we've got lines going this way and that way. Now when I'm holding this, I want to cut out of here this top left piece. So I can put that right back in there. I can see my score line, and I'm going to bring my cutter down just to the next score line there. Okay, and you can look and see, oh, we just need a little bit more. Okay, we're all the way down. And then I can go ahead and I can spin it. And we're going to put the score line right in our cutting channel there again. We can go up, come down, And you can almost feel like when it's all cut out of there. See how it pulls out? Okay, so we've done that much of it. Now our next step is to take this top piece and we're gonna cut a diagonal on it. And I wanna cut the top off. So we're gonna cut from left to right. So I can just stick it in here. I'm lining up the score line down here, my little point up there, and we're gonna get about like so, and we're gonna cut that piece off, okay? Save that for scraps, punching out, whatever. And then down on the bottom here, we're gonna score from right to left, okay? So super simple, you just gotta kind of think as you're, what did I say score? I meant cut. As you're cutting and scoring, which pieces am I taking off? So here is our card base. Now before we put the trimmer away, I'm going to take a piece of designer series paper here, and we're going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Oh gosh, I forgot what this one's called. I love this paper. You know what? It'll be on the supply list. There'll be a blog post that'll go with this video. And over there, I will have all the cutting measurements and a diagram for you. So if you'd like to make this fun fold, you can go over there and grab it. And also, if you like quick and easy fun folds, don't forget about that fun fold book. There's 54 of them in there, and they give you all the cutting and scoring so that you can make fun folds if you like them like I do. Okay, now for this one, before we cut that, just because I like to have a visual, I'm going to go ahead and fold my card. So that piece goes in and this piece comes down, okay, like so. Where's our bone folder? I like to use a bone folder just to make sure I get some nice crisp edges on there. Okay, so there is that. Now we have our piece that's 4 and 5 1/4, and we're going to put this on these triangles. So I always kind of look at it and go, okay, for this piece right here, I need to cut from right to left. Because if you cut the other way, it's not going to fit on there, right? So we're going to cut it right to left. So this piece will go right there. And then this piece, if you flip it, it will go on that inside piece. So I had this particular DSP works really good, your front and your back side to it. But if you want to mix and match a little bit more and not use the same piece, then what you would have to do is cut 2 pieces 4 by 5 1/4, and then cut one right to left. And then for in here, make sure you cut left to right. And then you could actually make 2 cards then, because you could mix and match them. Hope that made sense. The biggest thing is that angle, because if you cut the angle wrong, it won't fit. So then we can go ahead and we're going to just stick that on that top one. Okay. Now when I'm done with this card, make sure you put the adhesive on the right side. I got a couple other ones that I made with the Party Piggy as well, because remember I stamped and cut out a bunch, and I was like, okay, now what do we do with them? Okay, so there is our fun fold base. Now to finish off the card here, I cut out 2 arches from the Everyday Arches. I love these dies. I've been using these a lot. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll just stick them together like so. You know, I just like the shape rather than, you know, we do a lot of circles, we do a lot of squares. This just gives it, you know, some interest. And then for our Piggy, we're going to go ahead and put, I keep calling him Piggy. I guess he is a piggy, right? Yeah, that's what the stamp set even says. Party Piggy. And we're going to be putting him, so I'm going to put him at a little bit of an angle. Okay, so let's just go like so. And then we'll put this on there. We can put his head off that way. And then our little Let's Party, we're going to go ahead and just stick that up on him like so. Then we can come back here and we're going to adhere this to the front. Now you want to pay attention. You want to make sure that your adhesive is only going where it's going to touch that front flap so that it opens up like so. So again, make sure you have that visual where you're putting your adhesive. And then I try to just kind of center it on there like so. Okay, so now our card opens up like that and like that. And then for the inside, let's go ahead and there's another greeting here. I am so proud of you. Now for this, I I always try to pay attention. I don't want anything sticking out to the right to distract from the card. So make sure you don't put a greeting, you know, that comes all the way over here, because that would look kind of funny when the card's closed. But I think I have plenty of room for this one. I'm actually gonna kind of go way over to the left, just to make sure. Now, you know, sometimes we have this mind block that greetings always have to be centered up towards the top. I like to move them around, put them on the bottom, change them up a little bit. And then let's go ahead, because I have so many of these cut out, we might as well stick one of those on the inside as well. So that way we get a piggy smile on the inside after we open up our card. And we'll go ahead and put this right here, like so. And there we go. There is, oh, we got dimensional on him. He doesn't belong there. There's our card. Now let me show you a couple other ones that I made. So when you look at the stamp set, you also, there's fun words, but I also have the little flags and the little hat, which I didn't use on this one. He could have a party hat on there. That would be fun as well. Here was the first one that I made, same idea. And you can just see I used a different one of those papers. So I just really like how fun these plaid papers are. Then I went with this color and I used the rectangle dies on this one. Oops, I didn't finish the inside, but you can see there I put the little party hat on. And then I thought, well, let's go ahead and do a different fun fold. So I just did this one, again, using that same paper, but there's a little flags. What's shakin' bacon? And I'm so proud of you. But such fun cards. I hope they make you smile as much as they make me smile. Now, one other one, because I couldn't just stop with the piggy, because I had this stamp set sitting there too, and everyone knows I love wiener dogs. I've got 2 wiener dog grand dogs. So I went ahead and I made one. Now notice how I just flipped this one. So before we were opening like this and like this. For this one, I just turned it so we can open this way and that way. So there is our little dachshund on there. Long time no see. So same fun fold, just turn the other way. So thanks for watching, my friends. I hope this gives you a great idea of a quick and easy fun fold. Make sure to check out the blog post with it. I will have the diagram and the cutting measurements for you over there so that you can make this fun fold as well. And don't forget, if you like quick and easy fun folds, check out my fun fold book. 54 different fun folds that you can make. So thanks for watching, friends. We'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.